Hello, it's MooLaLa, and in today's video, I'm going to be testing out some more paints on squishies. I did a video quite a while ago, and it was what happens when you put acrylic paint on a squishy. That video, I don't know, there were some more questions. Some people didn't like that video. I'm not really sure what's up with that. But I kind of enjoyed filming it. I thought it was interesting. Just keep in mind, these are my experiments. If you want to conduct your own experiments, that's cool. I'm just letting you know what's up with these mixtures. Today we have 3 new mixtures we're going to be trying out on 3 new squishies. Here are the squishies. I have this dog bread squishy. I have this bread loaf squishy. And I have this macaron squishy. These are all super cheap squishies that I just got off Amazon. They're all pretty squishy, I guess. Nothing super special. So I thought I would use these for my experiments. Today we're going to be trying 3 new paint mixtures on these squishies. We are going to be trying acrylic paint. I'm just going to be using the same brand I used last time. Really like this brand. I think it's one of the higher quality brands. So yeah, we're going to be using acrylic paint with Mod Podge on top, and this was commented by someone. They wanted to see what would happen, and I'm also curious. We're also going to be mixing Elmer's glue with acrylic paint to see if that makes it stickier. I'm not really sure how this one will work, but I am willing to try it. This one sounds interesting. And lastly, we're going to be trying a fabric paint mixed with acrylic paint. I know fabric paint isn't always accessible to everyone, but I guess if you can use a little amount of fabric paint, it's better than using a lot of fabric paint, because fabric paint is a bit expensive compared to acrylic. So I don't know, I wanted to try this one. This wasn't commented, but I wanted to see what would happen, so yeah. Excuse my super dirty paint palette, but if you don't know how these videos work, or at least the way I do them, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be painting a squishy with a certain mixture. I'm gonna do half of it with the mixture and the other half with the fabric paint so that you can see how they're different. The first mixture we're going to be painting this dog bread with acrylic paint, and then we're going to be painting some Mod Podge on top of this. It's just basic acrylic paint. I've shaken it. There's nothing wrong with this paint. It's just acrylic paint. So as I said before, half it's going to be acrylic with Mod Podge on top, and the other half is going to be fabric paint. Okay, so I finished putting the acrylic paint on one half of this bread. When this dries, I'm going to coat the half with Mod Podge and also do the other half with fabric paint. For the next experiment, we're going to be painting this bread, and I know this is a weird texture, but it'll be okay. We're going to do half of it with fabric paint and the other half with some white glue and acrylic paint. The last experiment we're going to try on this macaron, mixing acrylic paint with, oh wow, okay, that just fell everywhere, with slick paint. And then once again we're going to paint it on the other half. The other half's going to be fabric paint. Yeah, get some of this paint here. It's regular tulip fabric paint. kind of looking forward to this experiment, to be honest. Let's just start painting this on one half. Here are them drying. This is the glue and acrylic paint mixture. This is the fabric paint and acrylic paint mixture. And that is the regular acrylic paint I'm going to do Mod Podge over. Well, once these are dry, I'm going to paint the other half with black fabric paint. I guess I'll film that, but like in time lapse. Yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on what this situation is. So yeah. Okay, so all of the squishies have dried completely. So here is the acrylic paint and Mod Podge bread loaf. First impressions, it's actually really shiny and glossy in a way. It does have a really nice gloss, and it actually has trapped a lot of the air in it. But I think, yeah, overall it has a nice texture to it. I do love the texture of the Mod Podge. It's actually really nice. So now for the glue and acrylic paint mixture. As you can see, it dried really matte, which is really cool actually. This side's black slick paint. Pretty soft and squishy. But just a little downside with the acrylic paint and glue mixture, this actually took 24 hours to dry. I did do quite thick coats, but it did take 24 hours, which is a long time to wait for a coat to dry. This is the macaron with the mixed acrylic paint and fabric paint on this side, and the slick paint on this side. This has like the same texture as like a slick paint. So here are the three. I think overall I definitely like the look of this one the best. It's super glossy, really pretty. This one, I mean, it looks good, but it didn't give a lot of definition to the crevices. And this one, I mean, I don't like the colors, so I might be biased, but it does have a nice shine to it. It's not as shiny as the slick though. So yeah, so in an hour I will give you the update on how these are doing. so I have conducted my experiments and I do have the results. Let us first start with the acrylic paint and glue mixture. At first I thought this was going to do well because you make homemade puffy paint using acrylic paint, glue, and shaving foam. This is the slick paint side, this is the mixing side. Obviously, as you can see, where there were weak spots, like where the eye pin was, it totally ripped and cracked, and also where there were seams. So right here, it cracked, here it cracked, and pretty much all along the seam, it cracked. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're painting something that had no complete weak spots, it would hold up. I'd probably rate it a 7 out of 10 for functionality and looks. Next, for the fabric paint and acrylic paint mixture, this one actually held up really well. As you can see, there were weak spots like where the eye pin was. It totally ripped, but actually more on the complete fabric paint side, which is interesting. It was quite a nice mixture to apply, and it has the same feel as fabric paint. It didn't have many cracks until about 3 hours into squishing it, when small cracks started appearing, and eventually I got little holes, air bubbles, and things like this. I would probably rate this a 5 out of 10 for functionality, durability, and looks. Lastly, we have this one. This one I actually had super high hopes for, and I really wish it worked. As you can see, the acrylic paint and Mod Podge on top had some really weird results. So you can see the slick paint's doing okay, except for the weak spot. It did rip along the seams, obviously. You can see there. But what happened is, so the overall look is super nice. I actually think it looks really great because it gives a really, really nice shine to everything. Cracks underneath the Mod Podge, like you can see here at the top. This is cracked underneath the Mod Podge. Can you see that layer? So the Mod Podge works, but the acrylic paint cracks underneath it, and the Mod Podge just creates a layer, so no, I wouldn't say this works very well at all. So overall, my rating would be a 3 out of 10 for functionality, durability, and looks all combined. That is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment them down below. I'll try and respond. If you have any more ideas for how to make acrylic paint stick to squishies, let me know. I'd be really happy to try them. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!